So I'll try to keep this short and simple. This is the Excel sheet that I used. I have an input for the length, the width, and the height of whatever you're trying to cover with the bar top. So for the short side of the desk, it is 57 inches long, 25 inches wide, and 2 inches high. Here you can see the combined values because I was working in inches. So the square inch is the length times the width plus the length times the height. And that'll give you inches squared. The kit that I got was in liters and meters. So 0.47 liters of the kit would cover 0.42 meters squared. So I ran this quick equation, which takes the value from over here, divides it by 1,550, and that'll tell you your square meters that you would be covering. And then down here, for the total resin, I took this cell, meters squared, multiplied it by the size of the kit, divided it by the coverage of the kit, and then multiplied that by 1,000 so that we'd be working in milliliters, get a little bit more precise. And then I multiplied that by 1.05, which would give you a little bit of wiggle room in case you lose a little bit in the process of mixing or whatever. You just want to get enough into your cups so that you can cover your full workpiece. So then each part, because it's 2 parts equal, just divide it by 2. So for the short side of the desk, I needed to use about 580 milliliters of part A and part B. Now back to the build. After completely mixing the bar top, I poured it on the top of the desk and then used a putty knife covered with masking tape to help spread out the bar top. I then mistakenly used an oxygen torch, which burned too hot and burned part of the desk. You should use a butane torch. You can see the little dribbles on the bottom of the desk that had formed when the resin completely dried. So I just used a chisel to knock all those off. Here Nicole was cutting in around the bottom of the desk with white while I was sanding the bottom of the short side of the desk just to get off any resin that was still there and to smoothen up the surface a little bit. I just threw on a couple coats of black paint on the bottom so that everything would have that sleek modern look. After that, Nicole helped me clamp the desk parts together so that I could level them. And then I screwed them together temporarily just with some short drywall screws. Here I'm putting the LEDs on the back, and these are individually assignable LEDs, so that means that every third diode is assignable to its own color. To aid in the longevity of the LEDs, I used some little clamp things that I got on Amazon just because I know that when the strip heats up that sometimes the adhesive can break down. Here you can see my friend Z helping me put the desk together, and that was because I had hurt my back at work and I couldn't do any heavy lifting, but I needed to get the desk together before school. Be sure to stay tuned for the next episode where I'll show you the completed desk as well as compare it to my old desk. As always, thank you for watching and have a good one.